So I'm headed over to a job that I was just at the other day, added refrigerant to the system, talked to the homeowner. The homeowner didn't really want to spend very much money to get the system going, but we added refrigerant, and if you have to add refrigerant, that means there's a leak somewhere in the system. So I checked all of the places that I could check without doing a really extensive multiple hour long search throughout the system, and didn't find any leaks that were right on the outside of the unit, easily exposed, easily fixed. So we talked to the gentleman and asked him what he wanted us to do, and one of the options that we gave him was adding a liquid sealant into the system. So I'm not actually sure what my opinion is on these liquid refrigerant sealants that you add into the system and they circulate with the oils and with the refrigerant. So what we have today is this Super Seal sealant, and this one is good for 1.5 to 5 tons of cooling, so you can pretty much do any air conditioner. I don't know if I agree with everything it says on there. Fast install, no pump down or recovery, even for R410A. It eliminates moisture and increases efficiency. Who can say for sure? Flash detect UV dye finds leaks fast, and no runtime required. Not only is it supposed to do that, it's supposed to be visible under ultraviolet light so you can see where any leaks are, which is actually pretty cool. Claims that it can get rid of 20 drops of water, prevents acid waxing, dissolves blockage, and frees thermal expansion valves. Vacuum sealed can meets ARI 700 standards with no butane or propane propellant. Compatible with all oils and refrigerants. A little bit skeptical on that one. It's able to use the pressure of the system as its own propellant. I'm not sure if they have like a spout going to the end of the can or something, so that when you add it in, the refrigerant pushes to the back of the can. Because I noticed the bottom is a little bit weird. Maybe the refrigerant pushes to the back of the can and forces the liquid down. That would make sense, because you're supposed to charge it with it like this. Screw that pin into it, it pierces it, and the pressure is introduced on the top of the can. I think it would push it right into the system. So I'm not sure if that's how it works, but I'm guessing that's probably how it works. For a system losing up to 15% of entire charge over 4 weeks. So the air conditioner that we are working on would be about right for the math, because over the course of the summer it lost probably like 35 to 40% of its charge and started freezing up again, which means there's definitely a leak somewhere, but it's within the range of what this sealant is supposed to do. So we're gonna go add the stuff in. I'll just kind of show you how to do that. Hopefully it does the trick. Let me know what you think of this sort of sealant, if you think it's a good idea or not, because I haven't really formed my opinion on it yet. I guess we'll see if this works. So we're good to go. Vapor saturation temperature is right where we want it. Oil. So you got to make sure that this piercing needle and this rubber gasket are both still properly installed on the bottom there, which they are. Also good to make sure that this is backed out as far as it's supposed to be. We then thread this on, and then we thread this end on to here. Now this has a Schrader core depressor, just like a normal hose. The other thing it mentioned doing is bleeding the air out, so we're just going to loosen the can a little bit, so that will have pushed the refrigerant out, or the air out of the line, and replace it with evaporated refrigerant. So now we just turn this clockwise. So now it's pierced the can, and then we're going to turn it counterclockwise to charge the can with refrigerant. And it says that the can might get warm, so I can feel. That is so cool. and scary. Yeah, the can got hot. Yeah, the can got warm and I could feel the like of the liquid as it pushed out. So now, since we did it in this position, this should be full of refrigerant, and all of that leak detector should be now inside the system. I can actually see a little bit of it inside this hose. So with the system still running, we're going to go ahead and remove this now. And that's it. The can's nice and warm. Really a simple thing. We already checked our pressure to make sure that the system was fully charged like it should be. So that's it. We're good to go. It said actually that you're supposed to have the system off and then turn it back on as you fill it. But then you were supposed to turn the system back on anyway in order to get as much of the stuff out of the can as possible. But I've had it where these disconnects will break when you turn them on or off. So I try to avoid flipping those if I can. So in case you're wondering, that's why I did that. But if it's a newer, nicer disconnect, then you can just pull the disconnect. Or you can turn it off the thermostat and inside the house. Come out here, fill the can, have somebody hold it upright for you, go back inside, turn up the thermostat, and then it'll come on. But I just decided to do it this way, it was simpler. So anyway, that should be all. You should be good to go. Hopefully that can of stuff seals up the system.